Hit sub share. I mean subscribe, share, comment. I'm finna go. Y'all know how I do. Let's walk. Yeah, we finna walk. That's what I meant by I'm finna go. We finna walk. Let's walk. You haven't seen the Néw Supply, have you? Have you? Has the narc even granted you the courtesy of knowing, at least knowing who the person is? Because I'm pretty sure it's not a new person. It's always somebody old that's been around, or somebody just waiting in the waiting in hindsight so that they can try to fulfill their primary seat, right? Remember what I call them, the potential supply? Yeah, this is sometimes your new supply, right? This is sometimes you're dealing with when you're with the narc. It's a potential supply of the narcs that they've graduated to a new supply. Remember, I told y'all in my video where I had the whiteboard, every narcs game explained in under 10 minutes. I told y'all how they do, how they switch everybody up or whatever. And they take their potential supplies that's on the bottom of the harem. That's on the bottom. You can call the harem a hierarchy, like a triangle. All right, just like, if you have money, you're on the top of the triangle. If you don't, you're at the bottom. Well, this is how the narc looks at the potential supply, right? They've never graduated to the seat over the years into a primary supply. Okay, but the narc still wants to keep them around just in case they need something from them, because they know that these people are willing to do anything and everything to graduate to that primary supply seat. Narc say they love me. Y'all, I'm walking. Let's walk. All right. And they don't want you to see the Néw Supply. They don't want you to know about the Néw Supply. They don't want you around the Néw Supply when they're around them. They don't want you to come around anymore. They don't even want to have at least somewhat of a cordial relationship with you, even though the relationship didn't work out. Now, why is that? First reason, number one, it's a downgrade. It's a complete, total downgrade. A lot of y'all, the only thing that you can tell me is a lot of the things that the Néw Supply has that you don't have. That you are automatically assuming that because they have these things that they are not a downgrade, right? No. What do I mean by downgrade? The things that make you you. The things that are priceless, that can't be bought. You can't be bought. You're priceless. Love is something that can't be bought. Trust is something that can't be bought. Honor, respect. Those are things that can't be bought. Those are the qualities and things that you possess. Now. All right. So I just told you right then and there, even though your Néw Supply, you may know who the Néw Supply is, but you haven't been able to sit down and talk to them and see what kind of person they are, how they deal with certain things under pressure, certain circumstances and people. You haven't really gotten a chance to get to know them. Okay, so what do I mean by downgrade? Well, you have a lot of qualities that are priceless. You have a quality, you have things about you that are priceless. Nobody can buy love. Nobody can buy trust, honor. You have all of these things. Now, despite the material things that you see that the Néw Supply has, do they possess these priceless attributes? Do they have these priceless qualities? Huh? See, that's why I say it's a downgrade. Okay, do you guys know that narcs run into other narcs all the time? That's why it's so important to heal. They don't self-reflect, so they go running out there to somebody else and they get exactly what they're looking for, the devil. All right, if you go looking and hunting, you're gonna probably find something that you don't really want, you don't really need, something that doesn't mean you any good. This is what the narc does. This is the narc's game. Okay, so you're saying that the Néw Supply has this and that, and they're this and that, and they appear happy and whatever. But when it comes down to the conversation, to the communication, to the things that keep the relationship going, does the Néw Supply have that? You do. Those priceless characteristics and qualities, you have it. They probably don't. So they go get with other narcs that have the image. Yeah, you can have the material all day. But when you have something priceless that can't be bought, man, come on now. Narcs hate they love me, y'all. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Back into this video. The Néw Supply can have a Mercedes-Benz, a big house. But that doesn't mean that they're in tune with themselves or anybody else the way that you're in tune with yourself. It doesn't mean that they have those qualities that you have, those priceless qualities that you have. They may not have those qualities. So that's why the narc doesn't want you around. They don't want you to see how they downgraded. Okay, they don't want you around, because if you're around them and they're with the Néw Supply, if you just want to, talk to them or get some closure or something like that, you're going to find that the same way that they treated the Néw Supply, that's how they're going to, the same way they treated you, that's how they treat the Néw Supply. And if you're around to witness that and see that, then the Néw Supply could potentially reach out to you, or you could potentially reach out to them. So to keep everything on this up and up and everybody clear and the narcs game running, nobody reaches out to anybody, because the narc doesn't want you to conversate with the Néw Supply. They don't want you around them. They don't want you to know who they are. Because one thing that the Néw Supply do, if they have a disagreement with the narc and they get ghosted, and then they start to get discarded and devalued and all that kind of stuff, the first thing the Néw Supply is going to think to do is to reach out to you. And you'll be there conversating with them. And man, that's not going to do anything but cause a narcissistic injury. Because you guys are supposed to be isolated. In the narc's mind, you guys have been compartmentalized. You guys have your own compartments. So there's no reason why two objects should go into the same department. That's not going to work with the narc. Okay? So that's why they keep you isolated. They keep you around everything and everybody. And it's not because it's a better relationship from what you were in. It's just that they don't want you to expose them. By you even being a mutual friend, by you even saying 2 words to the Néw Supply, in their minds, it could expose them. And any form of exposure to a narc is a narcissistic injury. And you have to be equipped to deal with that demon when that demon makes its way out. All right, so the best thing to do, I agree with the narc in this sense. The best thing to do, because you might not know what kind of narc you have, is to stay away from them. Is to isolate yourself from them. All right, narcs say they love you. Let's go. Let us walk. That from happening, what better way to do it than to keep you isolated, out on your own, wondering and pondering what the hell you're doing. Narcs say they love me. I love y'all. Peace. Love you. Alright. So if you're wondering what the Néw Supply is, it's a downgrade. It may not be a material downgrade, but it's a psychological downgrade, because you, my friend, were willing to do whatever it is that you had to do under the sun for the narc. And then they got away from you and they discarded you for somebody else that's not willing to do anything under the sun for the narc. But they're so busy trying to show you that you were the problem. So when they move on, they can be happy. But notice that they always come back, because even though they can't self-reflect, if they had the sense to self-reflect, then they'll be able to figure out the problem is them. It's not everybody else. It's them. Okay? So by you even walking away in the first place, or by them even discarding you in the first place, that's automatic exposure. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to say, oh, you're a narcissist. Oh, you cheated, manipulated. You fulfill all these qualities. You don't have to say anything. You shut up and observe. And absorb if you're trying to leave. Now, if you're not trying to leave, you don't absorb. But if you're trying to leave and get out of there and just have your ducks lined up and all of the stuff that they did stacked up so that when you can lead, whenever it is you find a strength to lead that you can stand on it, you'll be able to stand on it. All right, but the NARC doesn't want you to conversate with anybody because they don't want you to have a big bash party about them. Because if you have a big bash party about them, then they're going to be exposed. So your best out is just shut up, walk away quietly. And that in itself will expose them. NARCs hate they love me. You haven't seen the Néw Supply. Be thankful that you haven't. You're really going to feel humiliated and embarrassed when you do. Because a Néw Supply will never amount to you. And a Néw Supply, like I said, is never new. It's always been potential supply at the bottom of the hierarchy. NARCs hate they love me. Peace. I'm out for the new year. I'm out for Christmas too. So I got a lot of videos coming for y'all. All right. Peace. Y'all take care of yourselves. Love you.